Good Monday morning to you all. Hopefully you all are having a fantastic morning out there. It is currently January the 6th, 6:30 a.m. Central Time as of recording this video, and our first winter storm of 2025 is beginning to wrap up and is expected later on tonight around the 9 or 10 p.m. time frame. I expect it to be almost completely off the coast by then, and by tomorrow morning completely to be just sunshine. Not rainbows. It's definitely going to be cold at that point, but definitely sunshine. No more snow, no more ice for y'all. The conditions are still going to be treacherous because, mind y'all, out here in the Central Plains, the temperatures are not going to get above freezing for quite some time. So whatever has fallen, whatever ice is on the ground, is going to stay frozen for quite some time. And then we're going to switch our view over to the plains as we have our next system already beginning to build up. We're going to have this cutoff low that's going to come down to the Central Plains and provide moisture as this Arctic air plunges down. So we're going to have Arctic air plunging down this Thursday and Friday coming up about the January 9th and 10th time frame. And why that does so, this cutoff low is going to pull moisture in from the Pacific and from the Gulf of Mexico and meet up right over here in Texas. Now, there is still a little bit of uncertainty in the track of this cutoff low, this low pressure system that's going to be coming down, because that can make all the difference whether we see only an inch of snow somewhere in Texas or potentially a foot. And yes, I said a foot. It's definitely possible, but there's still some uncertainty. What we are certain as of right now, at least what I am certain of, is that someone in Texas is going to see a decent amount accumulating snow. And then we're going to have that area where there's the temperature battle, where it's just along that boundary of freezing, and we're most likely going to see a very significant ice accumulation event somewhere in central or northern Texas. All right, now, on another note, some good news is that our map of the United States has now become a little bit less colorful. And what I mean by that is we don't have much of warnings as we did it yesterday now. Lots of less winter storm warnings, lots of less winter storm watches, obviously a lot more cold advisories at this point, but blizzard warnings have been lifted. No more winter storm warnings for Kansas. Maybe just the southeastern part of Missouri, still a winter storm watch, but that's pretty going to be moved on out by the time y'all see this video. And then, just like I said, cold weather advisories all the way from pretty much Nebraska point south all the way down to the Gulf Coast, with freeze warnings going into New Mexico. I mean, you've got cold advisories all the way down in the panhandle of Florida, going all the way down to central Florida with temperatures in the 30s. So, you know, it's not unheard of, but it's definitely not what we're used to, especially if you're living in Florida. Alrighty, jumping over to our latest 6Z GFS model guidance for our next winter storm, and we're going to begin this on Wednesday, kind of midday Wednesday, early day Wednesday. By this time, East Coast should be pretty much clear, maybe a little bit of leftover isolated snow showers out there. But for the most part, our next system is already starting to build into the south down here. You'll notice we got some moisture in Texas in the form of some type of winter precipitation. Is it going to be snow by this time? Is it going to be sleet? Still a little bit of uncertainty, but I think Lubbock and the panhandle of Texas out here near Amarillo could definitely pick up on some accumulating snow. It's definitely possible. And as we push this in time frame, really getting into Thursday and Thursday afternoon, you'll notice, I mean, it really just starts not bombing out. I don't want to use the word bomb because it's not a bomb cyclone by any means, but conditions really start to deteriorate rather quickly, and we start getting a lot of moisture from our low down here. This one, the GFS has pulled back a little bit in previous runs, but the past couple runs now, it has definitely came back a little bit, and they're kind of in trend with the Euro, the Icon, the Canadian model. So now all models are beginning to come together and show a similar outcome, which is why we are starting to get pretty confident that we're going to have a decent winter storm here in central and northern Texas. How far south does this snow line get, or this freezing line get, when this moisture is available? It's really going to depend. It's going to come down to like the last 24 hours, because a very slight gradient, in the temperature, being 32 degrees versus 35 is going to make all the difference, right? So to be able to forecast a specific area when it comes to winter, let alone in Texas, is very, very hard. So, like I said, take the exact locations with a grain of salt. If, you're watching your local news station and they say, all right, this Thursday, Plano, Texas is going to get exactly 6 inches of snow, still take it with a grain of salt. It's possible. but take it with a grain of salt, guys. And moving forward in time frame, this system is expected to move out of Texas by pretty much early, late Friday, moving into Arkansas with plenty of potential snow, moving into Missouri again. Yes, I know more snow from Missouri. Y'all are probably sick and tired of being sick and tired of the snow by this time, but unfortunately, we got a little more coming for y'all. And then Tennessee could definitely see some snow as well, potentially moving into northern Mississippi, maybe northern Louisiana, getting in on some weird mix as well. And by the time, like I said, we get into later half of Friday, it's pretty much moved out at the... All right, and jumping over to our latest 6Z GFS model run for potential snowfall when it's all said and done. And it's still continuing to trend. It's still continuing to show relatively high totals as yesterday. This time it has a little bit further south. GFS, like I said, previous runs had pulled back, but now it's all pedal to the metal at this point, bringing in potentially 13, 14 inches to Terrell, over half a foot to downtown Dallas, going into almost a foot out in the Big Bend area, or not Big Bend area, sorry, Central Texas area, going out towards Abilene, maybe 5 inches to half a foot. Like I said, still take these numbers with a grain of salt, but they've been trending over and over past every single model run. And like I said, it's not just one model that's seeing this. That was the GFS. Here is the latest 6Z Euro. Still pretty hefty snow totals, more widespread. You got more totals going all the way down to the Rio Grande Valley area, but I mean, still almost a foot of snow in the Dallas area, picking up on 9, 10 plus inches, going out towards Abilene, picking up on half a foot. Like I said, definitely locations. When it comes to the location, how much snow we're gonna see, some of this could still be mixed. You know, don't take these numbers and say, okay, we're gonna get exactly 8 inches of snow, because depending on, like I said, the boundary of where the cold air sets up. For example, say if you're in Waco, right? Even though this model run shows, you know, potentially almost half a foot of snow in Waco, some of this could be also freezing rain and the model's just not picking it up. So definitely take it with a grain of salt as far as the totals go until we really get like within 24 hours from the event. And here's one more model for y'all. This is the Icon model, which has always been a little bit reservative when it comes to really anything snow severe weather. The Icon model is one of those models that really just pulls back a lot. So for us to see current snowfall totals in the DFW area pushing almost a foot of snow with the Icon model, it's definitely concerning. And we can't base everything on models all the time, right? Because this is Texas. It's winter weather. Mother Nature's going to do what Mother Nature wants to do it sometimes. And some things are just unpredictable. But like I said, I mean, almost every single model out there is now hitting at least half a foot in snow in the DFW area, going up into Oklahoma. So it's definitely a concerning trend. Like I said, the time is to start preparing now. I've already seen roads in Dallas beginning to get salted over now. They're already preparing the roads. I don't think this is definitely not going to be like 2021. This isn't going to be where we're sub-Arctic freezing temperatures for days and days and weeks on end. Like I said, come Friday, temperatures are going to start warming up, back freezing again. Had this occurred like yesterday, then we'd have a little bit different situation on our hands, as the temperatures are expected to stay frozen and barely get above freezing during the day all the way until Thursday and Friday. So, like I said, confidence is increasing at this point. I'm going to keep this video short, so we're going to end it here, but it's definitely increasing. Things are definitely looking a little bit more worrisome. We're definitely a lot more confident on a winter storm now in Texas. My official forecast, like I said, at least a 75% chance now that somewhere in North Texas is going to see at least 3+ inches of snow, of accumulating snow. How far south is that going to go? Like I said, that's still to be figured out and decided based on the track of this low pressure system and how far south the cold Arctic air gets. But if you like the video, go ahead and like it. Don't forget to smash that subscribe button and turn on bell notifications so you can get updated for future videos when I drop them every single day on all things weather. I love y'all. I appreciate y'all, and stay tuned for the next video.